Hi there kit fans, it's Louise with you today. Thanks for checking out my first share for the month of January. It is 2025. You're going to love this month's kit. It is chock-a-block full of some pattern papers and some 49er market goodies. So for my first share this month, I decided to inspire you with a little cut file that you could utilize for yourself at home. It has been a little bit of time since I've actually got my die cutting machine or my Cameo out. It was gathering dust on the shelf, but when my inspiration is a bit lacking, I find that backing a cut file is actually a really great way to get creative without sort of overtaxing the mind. I like to just run through the process of sitting down and adding colored backgrounds to a pre-cut cut file. So you'll find the Kitaholic Kits Facebook page will have this cut file available to you. It is one I designed myself. I love a circular background, but I didn't want it to be too florally. I wanted to keep it quite neutral so that you could use this for any type of layout. So I've gone with circles and arrows. Now I have just cut it on a white cardstock background, but you could definitely do this with one of the patterned papers if you wanted to then put it on a white background. So really just go ahead and do what best suits you. Now I'm going to peel him off, and I haven't actually made any plans for what's going to mat this particular cut file. I just know that because I mostly do boy scrapbook layouts, I want to keep the solid pages, so the blues and the teals and the greens patterned papers for other layouts. So I'm actually going to focus a little bit more on the pinks, yellows, and that sort of peach color there as well. Now the actual cover sheet is quite a thick cardstock, and on the reverse is actually a usable sheet. So it's an extra little bonus sheet that you can create with. And because these patterns on the front are completely usable, I'm going to use them as part of my background. So I'm going to fussy cut them, and then glue them behind these little circular elements to add some color. Now, I'm not going to show you the whole process of backing this cut file, but you'll see when I flip it over that I sort of glue the initial pieces of pattern on there first, and then I actually cover them with masking tape. This just gives them that little bit of extra hold. So there's that masking tape for when I am ready to glue this down, and it just stops them from sort of wiggling around and getting loose or moving while I'm backing more cut files. So the background paper that I've used, I needed a neutral, so I didn't want to introduce another color. I needed something that was not white because I didn't want to compete with the patterned paper of the cut file or the colors or the photo that I had going on here. And so I went to my stash, and a couple of months kits ago, we actually got some wood grains, and that's what I decided to go with, was the wood grain paper, because I felt like it lent itself really well to the colors that I was using, and it just really matched. It didn't overwhelm that cut file, but it was just a little peek of color and pattern behind there. Now, this particular photo is from a local festival that we have in my hometown, and it is called Bacon Fest. So this massive blow up fun looking pig is at the festival, and I got the kids to pose in front of it, and I think it's just a really cool photo. So I wanted to, because it was quite pink, I think it lent itself quite well, and the colors really don't come across as feminine. I think I have managed to include enough of sort of that yellow and the denim and the blue to actually really blend this in quite nicely, and I love the wood grain background. I think that works a treat. So to enhance my layout, I am just adding a couple of those little enamel dots that came as part of the embellishment kit. And I picked this Hello Sweet Life title out of the chipboard pieces, and I felt it was getting a little bit lost. There is a lot going on this background. That's the thing about cut files, is that they are easy to create a layout with, but they can sometimes sort of take over. And so I decided that I was going to cut a black shadow around these word titles, and this is the part where I am losing faith in the process and I'm going, oh, this is not right, this is not going to work. But I actually think this came together really well and I quite like this. I am going to trace the next couple because this first one I sort of free cut and it didn't fit as best as I wanted it to. So I'm going to pull out a pen and actually trace around and then cut the black backing for these words, so that works much better. I also pull out my distressing tool, so I used it earlier in the video to distress those edges of the photo mount, which is again that really denim kind of paper where it's quite navy and blue, but it really looks just like a pair of old jeans. So using the distress tool just adds that little bit of texture and helps separate those elements. So once I've cut these out and gone ahead and distressed them, I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to stick the titles onto the black pieces, and then I'm going to stick those pieces onto the actual layout. Now, I really had a great time making this page, and it's my first one for the share of 2025. I really hope that you have enjoyed it. Thank you so much for stopping in and checking out this video, and of course, make sure you get yourself a free cut file.